Hello people, welcome back to my channel where it is me and Miss Valorant, your board game craftsman, analyzing the new League of Legends board game concept I have created. As I'm hoping you can understand from the title, this is part 3 of the game's introduction, so you're not bound to, but it's better to watch the other 2 videos first, which I'm guessing will be more useful before you're able to completely understand this one. So for those of you who have done that and those of you who don't care, without further ado, here are some special figures that I didn't have the chance to explain, analyze or show. And let me start by saying that now that we have covered the game generally, as well as all the different cards, I would like to continue with the monsters, because not only are they important in the actual game, but they also play a quite interesting and unique role here on my board game version too. To be honest though, as always, since monsters can be summoned only from the purple deck, the Darkrunes will appear randomly and in some cases not as usually as they should do, just like they do in the online game. But enough with my excuses, so as we said, among the Darkrunes we have some of them that are actually summoning runes. More specifically, these will summon monsters including the Blue Sentinel, Red Brambleback, Lord Baron and of course the 4 different dragons. But don't freak out, I haven't actually created the 4 different dragons as 3D models. I'm actually using only the classic model, which was before elemental forms were a thing. However, you can find different dragons when you pick up Darkrunes, since by slaying each of them you gain a different buff. And allow me to remind you that when a dragon is summoned, Lord Baron, an event or another type of dragon cannot be summoned at the same time. Why? The answer is simple. Because all of the large and event monsters appear in the center of the arena. What happens is that the center of the arena is the area where no champion can actually step foot in. It is solely there to function as a defined space for the monsters, because the center is actually neither part of the Rocky Valley mid lane nor part of the Targon mid lane. It is actually connected with both, which means champions can attack the large monster regardless of the mid lane they have chosen to stand in. However, Red Brambleback and Blue Sentinel can exist always regardless of the other monsters or events in the arena, since they appear in the jungle areas only. More specifically, the closest jungle area to the champion who drew their summoning card, so they don't occupy useful space. Of course, here you can use the HP chart, which is also used constantly during the game to see the health of all champions, monsters and turrets. This chart actually allows you to understand when you don't have enough HP based not only on number but also on color, and at the same time informs you about the gold that you earned during the game and from certain achievements like killing an enemy, slaying Baron or cutting 3 HP points from the enemy turret. And yes, actually I have marked the turret health bar to give gold every time it loses 3 health points, just like it does in the actual League of Legends Summoner's Rift. Now of course here we do have only 2 turrets, which means every team can only have up to 1 turret and there are no inhibitors and no nexus. The reason for that is, well, simple. I chose not to have altars and specific defined areas for champions to respond, so they can have the ability to move freely in the arena and easily. Also, the game, even with 1 turret, can literally last from 20 minutes to 1 hour easily, so guarding your turret as a team, as you should, gives the opportunity for many things to happen before a team loses the game. Back to the health chart, so you can see here it's the maximum dragon health at 11 HP, and at the top we have Baron with 18 health points, while blue and red stand lower with only 7 HP. The catch is that you can also choose the turret or monster health depending on how difficult you want your game to be. For example, you can place the turret indicators lower in the health chart and start the game from there. The same goes for champions, monsters and more. By the way, since I'm here, you will also notice that apart from the champions, which I hope can become figures in the future, because to be honest, I tried to create them as figures and it takes way too long, we also have the indicators of health. These particular pieces go directly onto the health chart as I explained previously. Actually, as you can see on their cards, blue gives Crest of Insight and red gives Crest of Cinders upon death, so you can use them to have mana or more damage in your next turn. Also, each of the dragons gives a different gift upon death, either healing your team or damaging enemy team or turrets, based of course on the element of the dragon and inspired by the actual buffs given in the game. Baron now had to be the best, so it actually allows your team to teleport instantly to the shop area, while at the same time every member of your team earns 3 gold coins instantly, so practically it allows you to buy more items as fast as possible, which is pretty important in a board game where no in-game level up exists. So without items your champions will always deal the same base damage. This is also the reason why destroying the turrets even slowly in the process gives you gold, because generally killing an enemy is not the easiest task, especially in the early levels when you all deal approximately 2 points of damage per turn. However, in the late game, when items have been purchased, you will see explosions of damage from 6 to 12 points instantly. Again, this is League, so it is normal. The last monster I want to talk about is actually the one of my favorites, and it is the big fluffy guy representing the shop. This is one of my first ever designs of monsters for the game, and he will always be in the Rocky Valley area, as well as in a very special place in my heart. Now, moving on to the turrets function that I never had the chance to talk about. The turrets in the game are currently 2 in number, serving just like the turrets in the game would. However, since no minions exist in the game, things had to be a little different. Of course, when you're standing under your ally turret and enemy champion attacks you, your turret will strike back 2 points true damage in his face. However, if no one is standing under the turret or an enemy stands inside your turret area without attacking a champion of your team, he will not receive any damage, allowing him to damage the turret itself. Mind here that turrets only receive damage from basic attacks, and items or special effects will not empower these basic attacks. As a result, you can only deal 1 point damage per energy point used. Each turret is placed in an area of the battle arena chosen by the team at the start of the game, but of course never on the Rocky Valley and never on the Mountain Targon. And that was everything for today. Thank you for spectating this video. It was the last introduction part. Enjoy more on my channel, subscribe and support my idea. Like this video, and from Master Craftsman valoranvanghoul, always have a nice day. Don't forget to comment.
Running out of time, but you said